All right, folks, my opinion on these crime cases on YouTube and what is going on with YouTube. Well, I believe YouTube has been compromised, meaning it's been infiltrated by groups and organizations and gangs and all kinds of things. That's just my opinion. Uh, there's so much information on YouTube that I believe it's a battle between, it's like a two headed monster. And now politics are in YouTube and just all kinds of stuff. Now, people do have their opinion on it's their freedom of speech and their opinions and theories. They do have the right for that. But are some of these people being paid to make false opinions or whatever? Hold on a minute. I got to shut my door. It is chilly out today. So, what are we dealing with? Well, we're dealing with corruption. You know, some of these people get paid to make false accusations uh, on people, to attack people, whether it be through mob, whether it be through government, cartels, gangs, dating sites. You know, a lot of these dating sites, like I was told, they're fake, they're corrupt, they're ran by an organization, and uh, hey, it happened to me. I didn't think it was possible. I'm like, it's just a dating site. What is the big deal? You know, it's where people go to. Yeah, but it's really not a dating site. It's more like a money making machine, and they use people's photos or you know. So it is possible, and that's what I'm thinking. It's been corrupt. The FBI are involved. I'm telling you, this whole thing with people thinking, good God, that FBI agent looked like Brian Laundrie. Is it possible? Yes. See, here's the thing. We busted them. That's it. They're trying to cover it up. They're trying to throw us off. We caught our own government having affiliations with terrorists and mobs and gangs. That's how they don't get their hands dirty. They put the word out into the prisons and the gangs and organizations, and people end up dead. That's pretty much what it is. YouTube and the internet has been compromised. No way around it. The professionals have said it's done. It's become a killing weapon, not entertainment anymore. It's a killing weapon that they use. It's information that they use. They doctor information. They doctor videos. They make fraudulent videos. Why? Because they're getting paid to do it. Gabby Petito was on a dating site. And I believe Brian Laundrie was too. It was a setup, but they got caught. And they're trying to hide through the government. And the government has been caught using terrorists and gangs, mafias, you name it. It's a money making business. It's a racket. It's a racket. Cartels, drug dealers. It's a racket. They pay these people. Some of them get paid in drugs, probably. Some of them get paid in money. Some of them get paid in other ways so that it can't be traced or anything, you know. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion. So, is it a problem? Oh, yeah, it's a problem. Why do you think we're trying to come up with a hackless internet system where there's no way they can hack us? There's no way that they could do this stuff. Is it possible? Oh, yeah, it's possible. It's possible to make a internet that is hack proof. It can't be hacked. You have to use your real information and your real face, because right now it's a scam. They want you to put your real face on there. Why? So they can use that face. So they can put it on dating sites. So they can, why do they want your information? YouTube wants your real information or whatever. Probably because if they can use that information. It's a racket, people. That's it. As we speak right now, somebody's coming up with a hackless way to have an internet service where they don't use your information, your photos and stuff like that. You know, a lot of these people are running and they're hiding. They're hiding behind police and they're hiding behind ex-investigators and FBI agents and they think that, well, I used to be an FBI agent, so I'll just call the bureau and have some pull. No, it ain't working that way no more. We got a lot of spies in this country. Espionage. That's what these people are going to be labeled here pretty soon. So that's what I'm thinking. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie might have got mixed up into something they couldn't get out of. Is it possible? Yes. Sure is possible. My opinion. What were they doing? I don't know. The electronic trail left from Brian's house all the way up into Wyoming, other states, and all the way back. And there's a trail of bodies. So it makes perfect sense to me. It screams terrorism. And be safe, people, even on the internet. You know. So what do we do about it? Well, we look for other ways to see. I'm not on Discord because I always thought Discord was for all these kids for gaming. That's why all these people are on Discord. It's filled with kids, gamers. I ain't going on Discord yet until they clean it up with, they have a special section for video dudes, music dudes, whatever, you know. But who knows? By then, there'll be a new internet system out that'll be hackless, and YouTube will be obsolete. Gone. Nobody will want to be on YouTube because you can't do nothing on YouTube, and YouTube has been compromised by big channels and people that think they own YouTube, you know, because they got big views or whatever, you know. And the way it's running is like that. Some people have been saying that, it's like a gang. It's like they attack our small views channels and yada 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 yada. Well, if you're not in it for the views or the subscriptions, then YouTube is okay. You're still going to get attacked, but all you got to do is turn your comments off. No one can comment on it. You can make your videos and, you know, but some of these people are on YouTube and they're on YouTube to make money, and that's it. It's their way of life. That's how they make money. And some of these big channels that have bad past, they have records, and I'm not talking baby crap records. Someone shoplifting or a ticket or drinking and driving or whatever. They have felonies, violent crimes, robberies, gangs, child molesting, that's what these people do. You know, child trafficking and drug cartels and stuff, and they're on YouTube. So, my opinion, YouTube has been compromised. How it happened, I don't know. To me, YouTube is probably working with us, with the government and everything, the people, we the people, and they're tracking these people. And people think that it's impossible for someone to make a fake account and lure girls in. You know, no, it's not. It's not at all. Is it possible that these people are making fake accounts and they're luring these people out into the world in certain places so they can do certain things? Yes. Why are they making fake accounts and phantom accounts and ghost accounts or whatever? No, so they don't get caught. So it looks like it was somebody else. So that's what it seems like to me. There is no law stating you can't be on a dating site. But when your face appears on a dating site that you've never been to and you don't belong to, well, that means that dating site or somebody's using your photo. You know, it happened to me. I didn't think it was possible. And when I wasn't too, the only thing I knew how to do on a computer was run a home studio, a recording studio. So I thought it was impossible. Yeah, right. No, they'll hack your account or whatever and get your photos and send them all over. They'll take your photos and put them with other photos to make it look like you're, you know, talking to some 10-year-old somewhere or something. So, yeah, you know, it is possible from what the computer guy told me. And that's what happened. You know, so, and innocent people are getting attacked for it. And, some of these people don't know what's going on. They have no idea. But, like I said, they need to find out where Gabby Petito's ex-boyfriend was. Was she with Brian Laundrie in 2017, or was she with Brandon or Brando or whoever he is? I don't know what all these new videos are out. Come on, or let's go Brando. Who's Brando? Who's Brandon? Whatever his name is. Brando, Brandon. What are all these new videos coming out for? Let's go Brando. It's turned into a politic thing, and that's why this country is going to go down, is because it's a two-headed monster. Politics. You got people on there now, Joe Biden stinks. You got people on there, Trump stinks. Now, see, if you were born and raised military, well, it don't matter who's in the White House. You take orders from the commander in chief, whether you like it or not. But see, the country has been overtaken, compromised, and it's turned into a two-headed monster. Well, really, a three or four-headed monster. Five. You got the Democrats, the Republicans, the left-wingers, the right-wingers, the independents. Politics, it's nuts. They killed this world. They killed your children. They killed all of our lives. Now, granted, it's the greatest country in the world. Sure, it is. It used to be. Now, not so much. Now it's filled with terrorists, gangs, mafias, uh, you name it, big business and everything. Everything we were raised on, that these people are there to protect us, these people are there to do, was a lie. It's turned into a religion, politic, mafia, big business organization. Everything is money, even the dating sites. So, what do we do about it? There ain't nothing you can do about it. You go with the flow, and that's it. Are a lot of people moving out of America? Yes. Are a lot of businesses moving to other countries and stuff? Yes. What's that tell me? Well, that tells me that America ain't what it used to be anymore. It ain't gonna be what it used to be. And it's become a hub for all kinds of races, creed, religions, and organizations. You know, that's it. That's pretty much it. Either you're with these people or you're not with these people. It's like the devil. Either you take the number of the beast or they'll try and kill you. And God forbid you get to them first and take them out. Then everybody's, oh my God, you, you did this. Yep, because they were going to do it to us. And we labeled them as terrorists. When you try and hack into my computer, you're a terrorist. When you try and steal what I got and what I created, you're a terrorist. There is no, we need court papers to do this. We need court papers to do it. There is no more of that. These people are terrorists, and that's it. My opinion. That's my opinion. I ain't mafia. I ain't Italian. I ain't John John. I ain't Gotti. I ain't nobody. You know, I don't, if I was Italian and in the mafia, I sure the heck wouldn't be living in Jerkwater, USA in a government uh, subsidized housing unit or whatever. No, I think I'd have a house and some money and driving around in a Cadillac and, uh, you know, so no, and I'm not in no gangs. I work for my money, and even though I'm on disability now, I still go out and do odd jobs once in a while just to survive. So this whole thing, people, he's this, he's that. Yeah, yeah. Believe me, since the day I was born, I've been putting up with these idiots. And if you let them, they'll suck the life out of you. And then when you get the best of them, well, they call the police or they call the government. Good God, even yeah. Well, I don't think the government can help these people. I don't think the government wants to help these people because they're bad people. Everything we were raised to believe is turning out to be just, it ain't working out. Now, see, what you people failed to realize is little Gabby Petito was a violent person, and there's been reports that her friends even said that she was very picky, she was very neat, she was very, and she also would hit Brian and stuff, and Brian would hit her. And so here's the bottom line, people, that you fail to see in this whole thing is they both had opportunities to just walk away, but they didn't. Why didn't they? They both had opportunities to just walk away and call it quits. I'm done with this relationship. It's over with. And they both could have went home. Why didn't they? Why didn't she call home and say, I'm in trouble? Help. Why didn't Brian call home and say, I'm coming home and I don't want nothing to do with this? Did Brian get fed up with it, fly home, got home, and his parents and everybody said, how could you leave her out there alone? And he went back out there to get her, and she was already dead, or he couldn't find her, and he panicked and took the van. It's possible. Did Brian commit the murders out there, lost the keys to the van, had no way to get the van out of there, flew home to get an extra set of keys, and then flew back and took the vehicle back? Yeah, it's possible. Very possible that that's what happened. Did somebody follow Brian around and Gabby on social media? And as they went along, these people killed people that was around Gabby and Petito. They might have been, Gabby and Brian might have been just at the wrong place at the wrong time and got wrapped up into something, and or possibly were completely innocent, and there was some idiot following them on social media or whatever, TikTok or whatever they call it, and other social medias, YouTube or whatever. Yeah, it's very possible. There are people out there that are saying that Gabby Petito was influenced by Hannah Lee Dugan and her videos. Now, I don't know if that's true. I have no idea if that's true or not. She might have been. She might have been. I don't know. That's what these videos are saying. I don't know if that's true or not. She could have been. Hannah Lee Dugan is a, a beautiful vanning woman or whatever, or, and she does other things too. Makes clothes and stuff like that. You know, do I think? No, I think somebody probably was trying to maybe say something or whatever, trying to get her. It's possible. I don't know. I don't know Hannah Lee Dugan. I only watch her videos, and I don't watch too many of them anymore because you don't want to get attacked by 1.2 5 million people or whatever, you know. And that's what the government was talking about with me and everything. And these people, they're using them as weapons, attacking people's. Now, I'm not saying that's what Hannah Lee Dugan is doing or any of these YouTubers, but is it possible? Yes. Yes. How? Well, somebody gets on their video and makes a comment or something that one of these people don't like, and the next thing you know, they already have teams set up and people that look at their videos, and if someone comments something or something, well, then people get attacked or whatever. So yeah, it's very well possible. Very well possible. They're burner phones. They can't be traced. You know, I watched numerous videos on them. Cartels got them, terrorists got them, rich people got them. You can't trace them. You know, drug dealers, mafia. You know, they all use them. That's what I'm thinking. It's turned into anything. It's like the music business, the movie business, everything. They'll blackball you. They'll set you up. It's like anything. It's like anything. Anything. It's America and the world has been compromised by corruption, the devil, whatever you want to call it. You know, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. That's it. I'm not mob. Never was. Not gang. Never was. Nothing. And that's probably why people are so pissed off. They want to come on in with us. No, I'm not coming. I'm not. I got kids and grandkids. Why would I want to be in some organization where these idiots kill kids and your families? There are no rules no more, like it used to be back when I was growing up in the 70s or 80s or whatever. There was rules. You know, they had rules. They worked. You know, the mafias, the gangs, and everything. There was rules. There ain't no rules no more. These people are killing little girls, kidnapping our sons and our daughters and killing our families. And there are no rules. They're animals. There used to be rules. That's why the old timers, they set rules. You don't mess with civilians. This is a thing of ours. You don't kill kids. You don't abuse kids. You don't. Why? Because the old timers had grandkids and kids and wives and family members, and it was off limits. You can only mess with somebody that was part of the crew, or you can only mess with somebody that was Italian, that thing of theirs or whatever it is. You know, there ain't none of that no more. It's a free for all. That's what it's turned into. Same thing with the gangs. You know, innocent people are dying on the streets that have nothing to do with it, not even gang members or anything, and they're killing people. And then when we want to use force, our own best of the best of the best, to start cleaning up America, you got these people, the corrupt mainly, that say you can't do that. It's against American policy. It's against the Constitution. It's against everything. As your kids are being raped, terrorized, kidnapped, your wives, your daughters, your your girlfriends are being slaughtered. Yeah, there you go. And it'll continue. It will continue until they come in and clean America. And everyone's saying, oh, good God, it's another Hitler cleanup. No, I believe Germany probably was safer on the streets than America is right now when Hitler was running the show. I'll be right back in a second. I got to take a break. Go pee break. So, what can we do about it? Well, just hunker down. That's all we can do about it. It's going to continue, but it's going to continue until the government comes in and cleans it up. Now, is it possible there could be lawsuits against these places? Oh, yeah, I would imagine so. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with being on a dating site. It's what that dating site does, or the people that hacked your computer or got your information through Facebook or whatever, or anything, it ain't the innocent people that, I got videos going back from I looked, I've been here the whole time, right in the same place for many, many years. But yet they insist I'm all over the place. Now people are saying, well, your computer. Well, I don't know. I don't know how to do that crap. Hey, you want me to run Pro Tools, open Pro Tools, and record music and stuff like that? Yeah, I could do that. All this bull crap that they're talking about, espionage, hacking, all this stuff, taking your IP number and making it look like you're in some other place or whatever. I have no idea what that is. That's probably a hacker doing that. It ain't me. I couldn't tell you how to. I just figured out how to use the new setup they gave me for YouTube. People don't want to hear the truth. The truth is YouTube's been compromised. The internet has been compromised. And as we speak, we're working on something that'll be new. And these people will have no power. Just because they have a million views or whatever, or viewers or subscribers, ain't going to mean crap. And that's how these people are getting away with it. These big things, for someone like me that's only got 100 viewers, and I've been on there 10 years or 12 years or whatever. For them to just attack people and say, don't watch this channel, or they report you, right? That's what they do. They report you, and they come up with fraudulent stuff. They this guy needs to be watched, or take a look at this, What is it? It's they don't want you to get a part of their views or subscribers because that's taking money away from them. It's like a gang. Do you people understand? It's like a gang. It's like a mafia. This YouTube channel is ran by these people, and you know, it's unreal. And here come the phone calls. Name unavailable. So we must be striking a nerve with these people. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's all connected through your IP and your phone number and your internet system. So we got them. They don't like it. They're trying to. I wouldn't doubt it if they killed people because we were onto them, and some other YouTube channels probably. Uh, you know, that's the thing. They tried to get me, but we were onto them way before they even knew it because I was told before I even got on YouTube. I knew YouTube was fake and compromised and corrupt when I looked up my name and it said I was married 192 times. I've never been married in my whole life. I knew right then and there everything that the government, everything they were saying was true. They doctored up fake stuff. You know when it's real, people. When the police say, "Yeah, this guy's got a rap sheet a mile long," then you know it's real. Of violent crimes, crimes against women, and crimes. Most of these women, you can't even tell. It's hearsay unless they got proof, unless they got videotape, unless they got DNA, unless they got proof. It's hearsay in the court of laws. They can say, this guy did that. Show us the proof. Show us the video of that guy doing it. Because if that's just the thing, show us the bruises. Show us the beating marks and everything like that. But then again, we've caught people that had their own family members beat them and then get on YouTube and say, look at what they did. Why? Money and revenge. That's how these people work. Hold on, I got to refill my coffee. I got to make a little bit more coffee. So, some of these people put their own family members on dating sites and stuff to make money. What's the deal? What do I think with Don Wells' family? And here's the thing, if she ain't dead, then they sold her. That would explain where all the money's coming from. Plus all the donations that they got. Either Don Wells or somebody around that area or in that house or one of the kids or somebody. It might have even been an accident. That's what I'm thinking. They panicked, whatever. Now, I did bring up a couple scenarios to people. Maybe she was sick. Maybe she did get hurt or something. They took her to the hospital. They examined Summer, and found this little girl is being abused, and called CPS and the police right from there. And Summer never came home. She got put in a foster child care or whatever. And that's why people can't find her, because they don't release that information. Would it have been legal if yes, there's people in America that give their kids up for adoption, and there's people out there that'll pay money to do it, to adopt them. There are families out there that want their kids to have a better life, and they sell them to somebody. Now there are families out there that sell their kids to sex rings and stuff. Is it possible that happened? Yes. Yes, it's possible. Anything is possible in a country with so many freedoms where you can put your own kid up to it for adoption and not break the law. There's no law when they put them up for, there's no crime being committed when they put them up for adoption and someone adopts them. And then people start looking for them. You'll never find them. They were put up in an adoption agency, and they don't release that kind of information because they don't want no harm or damage to come to the family that adopted them or to the kid that they adopted. So they hide that information. That makes sense why people can't find. They haven't found a body. Do you see groups of people out in Tennessee in the hills around there looking for summer wells with cadaver dogs and everything? No, you don't. Why? Use your head, people. Use your heads. Either they're corrupt out there, the government or the police are corrupt, or the police know what happened. Either he gave them up for adoption or whatever. Either the family gave them up for adoption or the government took the kids from Don Wells. And Don Wells is profiting by it and making videos and everything else. And, no law against that. Sure, he's guilty for neglect of his kids or whatever. But, is there any law he can't make videos and make people think that she was killed or kidnapped? No, pretty much not. Unless it's a crime investigation, an investigation going on. Well, then he would be tampering with evidence and information on a crime. So, yeah, it didn't make sense to me. No one's out there looking. No one's doing nothing on the case. Uh, Don Wells and Candace are at Disneyland, and they're on vacation and all this and that and everything. It would explain where all the money's come from, donations, and if he did adopt her, there probably was money involved in the. We'll give you 10 grand or 20 grand or whatever, or 50 grand or whatever. Is it possible Don Wells is a part of a cartel or a drug ring or whatever, sex drug ring? Yes. Yes. It's not legal if you go through the courts and go through adoption agencies to adopt somebody's kid. If they get the okay by the biological parents. If not, well, now we're looking at people for brainwashing and kidnapping people. It's happened to me. I know it is. Like I said, I got kids, but I never had one say so or iota in their lives at all. Did I put them up for adoption? No. I'm the biological father. I created them, but the world we live in, if you got a lot of money, you got a lot of power, they can make it out to where you're not. See, I got court papers and documentations through the courts that I got. Now whether them are true or not, I don't know. If you got people in the right area, in the right place, right time, you can make it out to look like that is that person's kid, and now that guy needs to pay money on it. When really it's not his kid. He's been told it is. He believes it's his kid, but it really ain't. And now they turned it, it's a racket. It's a racket. Now you're paying money on someone else's kid, and it really ain't your kid. And they used courts and fraudulent papers to make it look like it was your kid, but it wasn't. That's how it's done, people. You want the truth? There it is. Should these people be accused of crimes? And yes. Kidnapping? Yes. Child trafficking, and how do they keep the kids quiet or brainwash them? Money. They buy them anything they want. They spend all kinds of money on them, yada, 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 yada. Next thing you know, your own blood, your own flesh and blood is telling the police, we have no idea who he is. I'm such and such, such and such. And the police, like I said, they called me. You got papers on. I brought up a whole stack of papers to them, slammed them on the desk. Here you go. Court documentation. Your courts, not mine. And they apologize. Please let us help find your son. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If it's my son. I'm going to tell you, it's just like the pros told me. If it's your son, even. It could have been all doctored up. Why? Well, you got a famous name. You're this, you're that, you're. I think I got the wrong color rug for the place I live. Why? Because I got all these pine trees around. And all these pine trees got sap all over. And these oak and maple trees. And then you walk outside and you come in and you got all these little pine needles and sap and everything. And then you walk on your carpet and it's like you get sap and all kinds of crap all over the. Where's my coffee? Oh, so that's my opinion on it. And it's going to continue to be this way until our government pulls their head out of their butts and says we got to clean this country up. We let it go for too long. And that's what happens when you got people that have way too many freedoms that they shouldn't be having. I've never been convicted of a felony or anything, abuse or anything, not unless somebody's trying to set me up. And from what my pros and intel tells me, that's very possible. Very possible. That easy. Even with DNA. Even with DNA. How? They can go through your garbage and get DNA. A cigarette butt and plant it there. We got to change America, boys. I know the criminals and all the organizations that are corrupt and everything can't stand me. I know that. Why? Because I'm telling you the truth. I've seen it. These people can go through a garbage can and pull DNA out and throw it at the crime scene. You know, it's a setup. We can't do anything except for clean America and start over. The system is broke. And when the government and Congress and Senate and the president's coming out, it's corrupt. We got proof that guy was never even in that area, but yet somehow his DNA ended up halfway across the world. And he was never there. He was never there. We got him right here on film doing this and doing that. What does that tell you? It tells me it's corrupt. It was a setup. It was a setup. That's how easy it's done. We've had cases where guys were sitting in prison. Someone got their DNA planted at a rape case. The inspectors ran the DNA through. This guy's sitting in prison right now. Been there. How'd that happen? Sitting in prison, was there years even before the crime even committed, but yet his DNA was at the crime scene. How'd that happen? It's America has become a cesspool. A cesspool. Sodom and Gomorrah, whatever, that city that the Lord burned down to the ground. So there's your proof, and the proof is in the pudding, and there is the proof. How can somebody sitting in prison rape 5 girls as they were in prison? Literally in prison. Video of them being there in prison. Even the government went and checked to make sure it was him. The whole time he was there, how'd they do it? Well, condom in prison. Anything. Anything. The guy could have blew his nose on a napkin, threw it in the garbage. So, yeah, there's the proof of how corrupt and how messed up our country is. Children going to school and getting beat or abused or kidnapped or whatever, or drugs being sold within the schools and high schools. And God, there's more weapons in the schools and drugs probably than there ever was. We see when I went to school, that was one thing we didn't do. We went to school to learn, play sports, hang out with our friends. Now, after school got out, that's a different story. But in school, we went to school, we hung out, we played sports, and that was it. After school, that's a different story. Excuse me. So that's what I'm thinking. So you folks be safe. Be safe. That's all I can say. Be safe. The whole thing with Brian Chadwell and the Delphi killings in Indiana, the two girls, is it possible somebody doctored the video after the police released it? Yes. Very possible. The voice I'm hearing on the one of the voices, they won't let us listen to the rest of it. The one voice sounds to me like Brian Chadwell. Now, whether that video was edited or not, we don't know. But I'm guessing they had help and it wasn't just one person. Is it possible one person did it? Yes. But here's the thing, there was people on that trail, that day at the same time that them girls were being killed and no one heard nothing. Not a scream, not a gunshot, nothing. And it ain't making sense. And one of the girls at Delphi lived a mile away. You could blow up the picture on satellite and see her house. They knew that area. It ain't making sense that one of them girls didn't run down the trail to get help and say, I seen the guy or I know who it was or whatever. It ain't making sense. The only thing I can come up with is somebody knew them or they were lured there thinking somebody else was going to be there. And it wasn't. And I'm still thinking that it was probably more than one. And Brian Laundrie is not going to confess to killing two young girls. Everybody I seen the videos where they were saying, well, he didn't do it. There's no way Brian Laundrie did it because when he was going into the courtyard, they asked him, did you kill Abby and Libby? And he said no. So we don't think, like Brian Laundrie is going to let you know every single murder of girls and young kids that he did and women that he did. It don't work. These people, I don't understand it. Hey, Ricky, how you doing? Hey, Bendejo, how you doing? So it don't make sense. There ain't nobody going to walk right in and, just before they even get into court. Yes, I killed these ladies and these guys. It don't work that way. It just don't work that way. I actually watched Michael Catt's video last night. And I hope you don't mind me mentioning your name, Mr. Michael Catt. But I watched his video last night. And there was people on there saying it was not Brian Laundrie that killed them two girls. He said he didn't do it before he walked into the courtroom. Yeah. John Wayne Gacy said the same thing. I didn't kill anybody until we found 30 people in his basement dead. And there was 50 more that he claimed that he killed after we caught him and got him in. After we caught him and got him interrogated and everything, then he started talking and said, well, I killed these people and I killed them people. I lived in Chicago when that was going on. Everybody was afraid. So I'm not buying this whole thing. Brian Laundrie, you know what? And I tried telling these people on his channel, listen, Brian might not have actually stuck himself out there on purpose. Somebody might have tried to set him up. He might have been there. But not actually did the killings and they have someone else's DNA. So that's what I'm trying to explain to these people. That just because Brian Laundrie walked in the courtroom and before he got in the court, they asked him, did he kill them two girls out there? He ain't going to confess to it before he even walks into a courtroom. Well, are people that I don't understand it. I don't. You know, Sammy the Bull Gravano, they knew about a couple murders that Sammy did until they busted Sammy. And then Sammy came out and said, I killed over 20 some people. You know, they don't come out and tell you that. And no offense, Mr. Gravano. No offense at all, sir. Really, no offense at all. But I'm trying to explain to these people, it's not like they, the government knew that he killed so many people, but didn't know about the rest of them. Until they cut a deal with Sammy, and then Mr. Gravano said, "Hey, all right, I did this, killing this. So I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Oh, I got to pop up. Folks, make sure you check out Pearl Angeli Tadot. She's a great singer. Beautiful woman, great singer. Yeah, Ricky, Iceman. They caught Iceman. They thought he was involved in a couple murders until they got him. Until they caught him. And then they interrogated him and all this stuff and said, we'll do this, we'll do that. And he came clean, and he killed a lot of people. And he did do some hits for the mob, but not all of them were for the mob. The Iceman, well, if he didn't like you and you pissed him off and said something to him that he didn't like, he'd kill you. That's the way Richard was. Yeah, I've seen a lot of his videos, Ricky, where he said he'd go out and kill people and go home and sit and eat dinner like it was nothing with his kids, his wife. And he'd kill you where there was ways you didn't know about. His main thing was cyanide. He used the gun and cyanide. I seen Ricky that one interview that they did with him. He killed somebody, put him in a drum, a 55-gallon drum, put it on the side of a building that everybody walked by every single day. And no one even knew that the body was there for years. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, that's what I did. I killed him, put him in a 55-gallon drum and put it on the side of a building. And he filled it with something, and it just sat there and ate away at the body. And they finally found the 55-gallon drum and found remains of a human inside of it. Yeah, you would have never known he was a family man. He was killing people before he was in the mob. He did state that he wasn't even in the mob. He was just a hitman for the mob. He was not connected. He wasn't fully Italian. He had affiliations through the mob, but he wasn't actually a made man. He was a hitman for him. And he was killing people before he became a hitman. And that's what he said. I killed a couple people, but then I figured I can make money on this. And he started putting the word out there that he'll do hits for organized crimes or whatever if they need it. And then they started hiring him as a hitman for the mob. You know, so, and he actually got busted from a guy named Joe that was sent in that was claiming that he was part of an organized Italian family out there and wanted to hire him to do a job. And they started talking, and he recorded the whole thing. And the Iceman was telling him exactly, hey, you want this guy gone? I'll tell you how to start doing this stuff. Cyanide and all these other drugs to make it quiet. And, you know, no guns, no mess, nothing. You know, put a little bit of this in his food, and the guy he'll be gone. So, yeah. And that's how these people do it. And that's how these, it's, listen, when you got people on YouTube claiming that certain YouTubers are involved in organizations and gangs and mobs and stuff like that, it's compromised. That means these organizations are actually using YouTube as a cover. My opinion. Oh, he confessed to a lot of murders, but we're thinking there was probably more than what these people confessed to. You get up into the hundreds of people, you forget about it. You can't remember. It's like Gacy, John Wayne Gacy, the clown. When they busted him, they only had suspicion that he killed a couple people. That was it. And he was using the mob as a scapegoat. Now, some people are saying that he was affiliated with the mob, but he was using the mob as an scapegoat, saying he killed the people, this and that. He used to threaten people all the time. He was in construction and odd jobs and stuff, and he would threaten people all the time. You know who I am? I'm affiliated with the mob or syndicate or whatever. And that's how he got away with a lot of things. People didn't really mess with him because they were afraid to, because he went around. He was an idiot. I'll tell you that much from the videos that I seen. And that's how he got away with a lot of stuff, is they figured, oh, well, he must be affiliated with the mafia or syndicate, which back then the syndicate was the mafia. I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking, that it's been compromised. These people now are running behind certain people that themselves, these investigators ain't investigators no more. Why? Well, because they probably got fired. Themselves might have been corrupt. But here's the thing, just because they were an FBI agent 20 years ago or an investigator for the police department 20 years ago, they ain't no more. And some of these people are calling in and saying just because they were an FBI agent or a police officer or an investigator or whatever 20, 30 years ago or whatever, or 10 years ago, whatever, don't mean they are now. It's a new program. And some of them themselves are being investigated. So it ain't working out. It's corrupt. There's nothing we can do about it. It'll go on this way until our government says we got to do something about this. slowly but surely, this country is turning into a Shutter Island. You know, Shutter Island. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I want to jump back to the Gabby Petito case and why didn't the cadaver dogs find Brian Laundrie, even if he was underwater? Well, here it is. I'm going to give you a simple fact. Is in the beginning when they started using these dogs and training them, they found that they could if they couldn't dogs cannot track you through water. It's a proven fact. That's why a lot of these people, they say we lost the trail. It came up to the creek and we lost the trail. Now how do they find the trail? Well, what they do is they take the dogs on the other side of the creek or the river or whatever it is, lake, to see if they can pick up a scent from there, because you cannot track through water. You know, there's no way. They can't. That's why a lot of these people are confused. They're confused because they think, well, even if there was water out there, the dogs should have been able to smell it. No, I don't think that's true. Unless they come up with a new way to train dogs to smell in water. But it's just like the old movies, the old crime movies or whatever, where they stop the trail at what, the creek or the river or whatever. And what do they say? We lost the trail. Why? Because it's water. They can't, the scent would be traveling all the way down the river. And it's impossible. You know? Now, maybe a dead body. Maybe. But I believe it's just like what they were told when they first came out, with using dogs for tracking and stuff like that. You know, that's why they don't, you know, when they're tracking somebody and then the track stops by a lake or a river, yeah, the dogs lost the scent. Well, why? Well, because we hit a river or a creek or whatever. What do? They take the dog and bring it over to the lake to see if there's a scent, because they can't track the water. They can't track the water down the stream as the stream is flowing. You know, you're not going to get no scent. You'll get a scent downstream, but before the body, you're not going to get no scent because there's no dead body there. The water's got to pass over it in order to get a scent. So they might be able to get a scent on a dead body downriver, downstream, but above that, no. You know, but they have trackers who know what they're looking for. Yeah, that's how they do it, because the dog runs out of a scent. And then they rely on the tracker that has the dog to say, well, listen, I got a footprint here. The dog tracked it to the creek or the river, but I lost the scent. I can't, you know, and people, why? Because my dog can't smell through water. You know, you'll only get a scent of a dead body downstream. Before the water that is coming is clean, there ain't no scent in it. There's no dead body. The water's got to pass through the dead body or whatever in order for the dogs to pick it up. And I still believe that it's hard for a dog to pick up a dead body scent in water. Unless it's, and wait, don't get me wrong, hold on. Unless it's standing water, meaning there is no flow of the water. And that would make sense why they couldn't pick up the scent out there on Brian Laundrie, because what? The tide comes in, it floods, and then the tide goes out, high tide goes out. So you would need standing water for a long time, and not, and let me tell you something else, people. The water would have to be really shallow. There would have to be a dead body in a really shallow area, inches of water, maybe a foot. Anything more than that, and a dang dog ain't. Are you kidding me? We'd have dogs out in the ocean sniffing around. We'd have dogs swimming in lakes looking for dead bodies and people that came up missing. So I'm not buying it. You know, Ricky, you're right. The water washes away the scent. It'll wash it downstream. They might get a scent downstream. And I'm wondering about that. I'm wondering about that. You know, if that's the case, we'd have dogs swimming in lakes looking for dead people and kids that have come up missing. But we don't, because I don't believe that's all that's true. Now, like Ricky's saying right now in my chat, uh, you know, the water washes away the scent. It flushes it out. It'll travel down. You won't know, you know, is it a dead person or a dead fish? You know, is it a dead fish, a salmon that's decayed on the bottom of, you know, we wouldn't know it. So I'm not buying that. But the dogs were out there. They didn't smell it. Cadaver dogs can smell through water. You know, nah, I don't know about that. Standing water, maybe. But then you have to train the dog to smell dead, rotten fish corpse, animal bodies, you know, and human bodies under standing water. Standing water means it's a puddle of water or a small lake, and it's always there. It don't move. There's no underground spring feeding it. There's nothing. It's just a lake, and it don't ever get filled. The only thing that fills it is rainwater, and that's it. Then it might be possible, but 5-6 feet underneath water, I don't believe dogs can smell that, because we would have dogs on boats driving around and having them smelling on lakes to see if they can smell any corpses coming out of the water. But I'm finding it hard to believe. So it's a big thing what's going on out there and everything. And, you know, we don't know. We don't know. It could have been the guy that they caught out there that was wanted for murders out there or something like that, that they caught in the area where Brian was found. Now, could that guy have been killing people or whatever and then came back to Florida and hid in some shack out there in the Everglades where they found that guy? It's possible. I don't know. I'm not a crime, you know, I watch a lot of it, but I don't make a lot of money at all. So, you know, I don't make 50, 60, 70,000 a year, 200,000 a year. I don't make any money at all. Nothing. I'm not a crime investigator. I'm a YouTube investigator. That's it. You know. And now, don't get me wrong. If there's a dead body and shallow water, it's very possible that a dog can smell it. But in 5-6 feet of water, 8 foot of water, I don't find that believable. And especially, it would have to be and if they can, it would have to be standing water, meaning a lake or maybe a runoff reserve that is always filled. You know, what happens in the Everglades in Florida? Well, the tide comes in. I lived out in Florida for a year or two. The tide comes in, everything that you see becomes flooded. And then at night, the tide goes back out and everything becomes land again. Mucky, muddy, yucky, crappy land. So, you know, I don't know. But everything has been compromised. What can we do? I don't know. Not much we can do. Not much we can do. No, I did watch a video today that a lady showed about Don Wells in a pickup truck. And she's right. I think I did see a pickup truck uh, in a video that I watched of his property. And yes, there are vehicles all over there. And then there's another, I don't know, maybe like a 6-foot incline or 8-foot incline that you walk down to another platform where Don Wells had other vehicles out there. I could have swore I seen a school bus out there, and I could have swore I seen in the video of the satellite photos a van parked out there that was broke down or something. Is it possible? Yeah, anything is possible. Nope, them little buggers are back. Look at them all. There's like 3 of them out there. That's just my opinion. You know, I'm not trying to discredit anybody. I'm just saying, you know, I thought there was a van out there, a school bus, and some other stuff out there in the Don Wells property. Yeah, it could have been the mob. It could be a terrorist organization, Ricky, that dumped a lot of bodies out there. It could be gangs. It could be cartels. Could be the mafia. Uh, what mafia? I don't know. Jewish, Italian, Irish, Polish. They all mafias. You know, everybody's, well, there's only 3. No, I imagine every race has their own. You know, the Irish got the Irish mob. The Italians got the mob. You know, the syndicate. The Jews have the Jewish mob and everything. You know, it's unreal. It's just unbelievable that this happened in this country. And what's funny about it is when they went to go sign the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and everything and open the borders, they actually told these people, if we do this, all the trouble and evil that are in other countries will be in our country within a matter of time. And I'll be, gosh danged, they were right. They would not listen to the pros that told them everything that is going on in that country will soon be in America, will soon be in this country. And they didn't listen. Why? Money. They wanted money and more slaves, more people to come so they can build their buildings and they can build their businesses. And they were warned. They were actually warned by the professionals saying, if we do this, if we open up our borders and take anybody in, we are going to have all the people that are causing so much trouble in other countries here in our country. And it'll be just a matter of time before we have chaos and bodies all over. And and dang it, they were right. They would not listen. You know, if you went against them, they killed you, poisoned you, did whatever. You know, made you out to be a nut job. And by golly, they were right. They were right. The government is just, they're incompetent, Ricky. You're right. They're, you know, we should do a lot of things, but they're not going to. They're incompetent. They were given weaponry to protect this country. And what did they do? They sold it to other countries. That's treason. That's treason against the American people. They sold our technology to other countries. They all should have been locked away and the keys thrown away. You know, they are the cause of this. That's it. Bottom line, all of it. From the day they opened up the borders. Now, don't get me wrong. Not everybody that came from another country is bad, but they knew the certain countries. They knew, and the professionals told them when they were signing the Declaration of Independence, all this stuff, the Constitution and everything. They said if we open up the borders, it's a proven fact. If we open the borders and start taking these people in from these certain countries where it's just havoc and chaos and murders and killings and stuff, that within a matter of time, it will be in our country. And I'm telling you, they were right. Oh, it is all about money and greed and all that, you know. It is. Believe me, when your whole life is stolen from you or you lose a family member over some idiot or some organization or something, you know, it's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah, you know, I get all kinds of people on my channel that comment and everything. They're not all bad people. They're not all bad people. But there are some that are not good. And there's people in them in the countries that we go and try and save that are good people, but then they're left behind. You know, what can you do? I don't know. All you could do is pull out as many people as you can, and it's just turned into just unbelievable. It's just a mess. You know, I even commented with some guy that was from Yemen, I believe, Ricky, that was on this channel, and he was saying, you know, it's fine over there now, and there's no war now, and everything's peaceful, and everything's going good. You know, now that can change in a heartbeat. Yeah, Al Qaeda. That yeah, you're right about that, Ricky. Al Qaeda and ISIS and all that. And what gets me is here's the thing: Al Qaeda. Well, they worked with America to try and take out ISIS. The Taliban. Well, they became friends with America to try and stop ISIS or whatever what was going on out there. And then what happened? Well, I don't know. Now that we don't know because we're not there make cutting deals with Al Qaeda or the Taliban, you know, or the Afghanistans, which are the Taliban pretty much or whatever. Uh, you know, the government might have cut a deal with them. Hey, listen, we'll give you this part of the country. We'll give you this, and in return, you make sure if ISIS pops back up or whatever, you know, you take ISIS out or whatever. We don't know. Yeah, we always been the enemy, Ricky. From day one, we were the enemy because their religion, we're infidels. We're we're not, you know, we're not in their Bible, Ricky. So we are the enemy. We were called uh, uh, infidels from the day one. That's where the Bible came from. Is them areas around there, Israel, Afghanistan, the Saudis, all them areas around there. Well, that's where the Bible came from, and Jesus and Jerusalem and all that. So we're not that. I ain't gonna say no more about it. I ain't gonna say no more about it. But yes, from the day go, the white man or anybody else that ain't their religion is infidels, meaning it's some kind of a war against us. When you know, I don't know. It's just unbelievable, just unbelievable. And there ain't nobody to blame. Our government, and I backed the government my whole life. And you're like, if you guys don't get rid of these dudes, we're going to have troubles. Oh, we can't do that. Now you're going to get sued, government, for treason against America and the citizens, war crimes against our own people, because you allowed these people to operate when they gave you technology to wipe them all out. And you failed to use it, and you thought you could be compromisers, and you thought you could use these people to get your agenda done. But the only thing that happened was Americans were killed. And that is war crimes. They don't mean, well, we didn't do it. Yeah, but you're affiliated with that organization. So therefore, that means you people are charged with war crimes against Americans. You know, these people died because you let these people over here, because you cut a deal with them, whatever it may be. Does that make sense at all? Anybody? Does that make sense? I didn't cut a deal with Al Qaeda. I didn't cut a deal with any of these organizations that are killing our kids and taking over America. Well, it's just part of life. Well, all right. All right, folks, I got to go. I got a couple things to do around here. And there you go. My apologies if I upset anybody. I'm just telling my opinion, given my knowledge on the situation. Me, myself, I believe YouTube has been compromised by organizations that should have never been allowed on YouTube. And most of these people got rap sheets longer than, and we're not talking baby crap crimes or abuse one time against a wife or something, or these people do it constantly over and over and over and over again, because that's all they know. It's all they know. They don't know what it feels like to go to work for 8-10 hours and sweat your cojones off outside, to stand on your feet all day, or on your knees, or bent over, doing roofing, or even uh, you know even welders, or anything, even working in a factory. You're on your feet all day for 8, 10, 12 hours. Eventually that takes a toll on your body, and you just can't do it no more. You work 20, 30, 40 years, labor, even factory. Well, your body starts breaking down, the cartilage, everything. Everything. You know, the human body wasn't built for certain things. All right. I'll be back later. Once again, I'm not trying to debunk anybody's videos. Like I said, I subscribe to a lot of videos. And you know what? I might be being used. They want they want me to subscribe to their channel. They want me to listen to their channels, but really behind closed doors, they're trying to kill us all before we can unsubscribe to their channels. Does that make sense to anybody? It does to me. All right, there you go. I'll be back in a little while with another Johnny's Great Outdoors video. Uh, makes perfect sense to me. And I didn't believe it until my computer was hacked. And next thing I know, my views, I wasn't getting no views. For many years, I was stuck at 28 viewers. 4 or 5 years, I had 20 to 28 subs. That's it. For many years. After my computer got hacked, it was like my subs didn't go nowhere. You know, it didn't go up, it didn't go down. It just stayed right where it was. And that tells me, well, it must have been compromised. All right, folks, I'll be back here in a little while. I got some cleaning up to do around here, and I'm gonna try and get some more of these videos on the birds. I got a couple cardinals living out here in this tree right out here, and I got a bluebird flying around. I got all these finches, redhead finches, yellowhead. So I'm gonna try and get some more footage of that. I'm gonna regroup my channel. Maybe different content. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna start doing more Pro Tools videos. I had like 4 or 5 Pro Tool videos out, but maybe I'll start doing that. And then I guess you gotta categorize these, put them in categories. Is this some kind? I didn't know that. I just hit create a video and I go. I didn't know about all this. Well, you got to put it somewhere. You got either it's entertainment, music, or science, or where's the wildlife one? I was just looking on it. There's no thing for wildlife or outdoors, wilderness, or anything. So, you know, all right, there you go, folks. Have a great day. Be safe. Love everybody. And keep an eye on your kids and your family members. I don't care if they're 30, 40 years old. Well, I got no control over my kids. And they think I'm some kind of an idiot. For all I know, they're not even my kids. There's just somebody came here with a piece of paper. These are your kids. Make this amount payment or whatever. It's just so corrupt. So I don't know. People are telling me, well, you better do a second thing on it to make sure or whatever. No, them are my kids. I'm the type of guy where I'll just say, no, it's not worth going through all the headache, the money, all the bull crap. All right, whatever. I'll send them Christmas money or whatever, birthday money or whatever. Other than that, I don't talk to them. They don't call me. They don't send me anything. I've never even got a birthday card or a card or even a phone call from my son or other daughter out, so-called. I know about my one daughter, but the other one and my son, I don't get nothing from them. Not even a call, not even, hey, how you doing? Just wanted to call and see how you were doing. And I don't know you, but I'd like to get to know you or whatever. I don't even get that. I just get the kids are fine. Don't worry about nothing and stop calling people to try and find your kids. So I'm done with all this bull crap. America's turned into a free for all. And, I'm not a killer. I'm not a gangbanger. I'm not associated with anybody. I'm not nothing. So, and I like it that way now because it's better to be safe than sorry. So now you folks have a great day. And that's what's another thing is wrong with this country is all power goes to the mother. Even though the mother might be messed up on stuff or be around bad people, it don't matter. The courts, they side with the mother gets the kid, and that's it. And really, the fathers are held hostage by some of these women. And that's no joke. Hostage. They got nothing. They end up killing themselves. They'll never have nothing because they got to pay money. And it just turned into a giant mess. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. They used kids as a way to get money through the courts. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. What happened while I was hanging with the Lord? Everything, the Ten Commandments, like the movie was. It's a repeat. Moses comes down from the mountain, hanging with the Lord and everything, chilling out. And it's just a madhouse, just a zoo. Well, Moses, I know what you were talking about. You folks have a great day. See you later. Be safe. Keep an eye on your families, your kids, your wives, your girlfriends, your family. I've had family members that have died during this whole COVID thing. Military guys and everything. We couldn't go to the wake or burial. No, I'm done with this crap. These people use you, but then when it's time for you to it's unreal. I just can't believe anything like this ever happened in this country. And what gets me is these people complain about, buck up, you pansy. All right, we'll buck up. We ain't going to be no snowflakes. And then we start coming at them, and then some of them, oh my God, what's going on? Well, we're not snowflakes no more. We're going to do what we were raised doing. And then they get, oh my God, we got to do this and everything. And then they call their government officials and their police family, and next thing you know, what are you guys doing? Well, we're done being snowflakes in this country and slaves to you people. We're done being billy goats. And now some of your people got their asses whooped or stomped on or whatever. And now you people are, oh, well, we're the only ones that are allowed to kill people and get away with it. Well, not no more. Now these people have made a stand against even authority. How do they like it? Well, they don't like it too much because the next thing you know, they're putting out fake warrants and whatever and calling cutting deals with mobs and terrorists and gangs. And America's over. This world is over. The faster we realize it, the safer we will be. And you can't arrest nobody for nothing. Why? Well, because it's the devil. These people only want to live by the Bible when it benefits them or puts money in their pockets. Other than that, well, it was the devil that killed them people. You can't arrest nobody. It was the devil. They were being trespassed on by Satan, remember? Right here in the Bible, remember? So they just come up with all kinds of crap. Anything to benefit them. And there's one gentleman I've been watching that says that the Christians are getting ready to rewrite the Bible again. I'll believe it. It's been written. It's been rewritten. I don't know how many times, 100 times, 300 times. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. When something ain't working out for them, well, here comes a big giant group of people, and there's power in numbers. They know it. They rewrite stuff. Now we're getting busted for this stuff, so let's rewrite it real quick. It ain't working out the way it should. Now, I'm done with all this stuff. The world is a zoo, and until the real government makes a stand and cleans it up, it's going to continue to be a zoo. A hub for killers, terrorists, gangs, corrupt people, rapists, child molesters, you name it. It will continue to do that until the government comes in and cleans it up. And then can we even trust the government? We want to. We want to because we were raised by these people. That these people can do no wrong. They're under God, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. All right, folks, I'll be back in a little while with a Johnny's Great Outdoors video and everything. And am I going to go out and hurt people? No. I wasn't raised that. I'll protect, but I ain't going to deliberate go out and wreck people's lives. You know. So, and watch what you say on YouTube, because mainly some of these channels are scams. They want you to bring up their name so they can try and get you for slander, or they try and get you taken off of YouTube. It's a racket. How many times do I have to tell these people it's a racket? It's the only way these people know. They don't know how to work 8 hours a day. Most of them never did in their lives. They make money by scamming, killing, raping, selling drugs, and whatever. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. It's like I woke up from a bad dream, or I was hanging with the Lord. Man, what's going on, Lord? Oh, it's beautiful. I love this, everything. All right, we're sending you back to earth, Johnny. What place is this? This ain't the America I left when I left, you know. I don't know. I'm done with all this stuff. Religions that are supposed to be under God, killing us. I'm done with it all. You folks have a great day. Be safe.